After the catastrophic failures for Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, and Mandalorian Season 3, Disney desperately needed a win, and that's what they were hoping they'd get with Ahsoka, led by Dave Filoni, the series he's always wanted to make. And unfortunately for them, and unfortunately for Lucasfilm, it fell flat on its face. The ratings were miserable, getting beat even by something like Andor, which certainly didn't have all that nostalgia to rely upon while promoting that series. And quite frankly, if they hadn't been able to tease throughout the entire thing the return of Hayden Christensen as Anakin, it probably wouldn't have even gotten half the attention that it did. But it was finally out there. This is Dave Filoni at his best, and unfortunately a lot of fans just despised it. Well, he does work at Lucasfilm, and as we've seen, you continue to fail upward at Lucasfilm, and Dave Filoni is getting yet another promotion. Dave Filoni is now the CCO of Lucasfilm and will have a more significant role in the development of Star Wars projects. Oh yay, more Dave Filoni. And I saw so many people immediately. It's so funny how we can just get past the finale for Ahsoka, which was stupid as shit, which was so dumb, which got so much backlash by fans, the fans that still were watching this thing, despite so many not tuning in at all. And then it's like 30 seconds later, you forget that this dude just served up a pile of shit. Not just with that, he was also executive producer for Book of Boba Fett. He was also obviously involved in Mandalorian Season 3, which was a fucking nightmare. And then he did his thing, Ahsoka, and it was all terrible. But somehow, people still get themselves excited enough to say, this is amazing. Dave Filoni, the god Dave Filoni, he's getting more power. Yes, finally, Star Wars is going to be saved. How many times have we heard this from the same group of people, Filoni fans, for the past several years? But here's the article. Star Wars undertakes universe-shaking changes after Ahsoka. Creator Dave Filoni, Rosario Dawson, Hayden Christensen, and Natasha Liu Bordizzo reveal how their show altered the galactic landscape. Dave Filoni has a new mission in the Star Wars universe. The writer, producer, director who started out working alongside George Lucas on the Clone Wars has ascended to a new position at Lucasfilm. Now I'm what's called Chief Creative Officer at Lucasfilm, Filoni tells Vanity Fair, which places him in the development process earlier in a much more expansive capacity than his previous advisory duties. We're going to get into that in a second, because the headlines and the reactions that I'm seeing now, I shit you not, are exactly the fucking same ones I saw 2.5 years ago in May of 2021 when Dave Filoni got a big new promotion at Lucasfilm and people were so excited. This is going to change Star Wars. This is going to save Star Wars. Dave Filoni is going to be working right with Kathleen Kennedy. He's going to be overseeing creative decisions, because that's what happened 2.5 years ago. Star Wars fans were set into a frenzy on social media when they realized Dave Filoni had been promoted at Lucasfilm. The date on this article, by the way, May 21st, 2021. Same shit's happening right now. He's now believed to report directly to Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. And the role he was promoted to then was that of executive creative director, which meant he got to see things involved in all shows, not just stuff he was involved in, but also other things. You know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series so many people fucking hate. By the way, in his previous role, overseen as executive creative director, he was involved in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and in fact, Deborah Chow said that Dave Filoni was the most important piece to what she was able to do. Star Wars Kenobi director details honoring the franchise's canon and using Dave Filoni as a resource. There were definitely people that were extremely helpful. Lucasfilm has a great team that helps support that, but I would say Dave Filoni was very pivotal for me, both in terms of The Mandalorian and in terms of Star Wars of it all, as well as Favreau. But Dave also was a touchstone and remains a touchstone for me for this series. Anytime I have a question about canon, I go to him. This is on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which fucking annihilated canon, which annihilated the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi in that time period. So to act like he didn't have this type of influence or this type of control before is a fucking joke. It really is a joke, but now he's just got a fancier status of chief creative officer. But does that mean maybe he can tell people how to do things? No, apparently that's not what that means either. In the past, in a lot of projects I would be brought into, I would see it after it already developed a good ways. Filoni will now work more directly with Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy alongside Carrie Beck, a veteran producer turned head of development. In this new role, it's open up to basically everything that's going on. When we're planning the future of what we're doing now, I'm involved at the inception phase. Now that Filoni will take on the role of CCO, what does it mean for other writers, directors, and producers? I'm not telling people what to do, Filoni says, but I do feel like I'm trying to help them tell the best story that they want to tell. I need to be a help across the galaxy here, like a part of the Jedi Council almost. That's Dave Filoni. So now he's going to get involved in a little bit more earlier period. Listen, for the people out there that love Dave Filoni, that have continued to love him despite all the dog shit he's put out over the years, you might be very happy about this. Hey, he gets a little bit more influence in which he was already influential. But one thing I really need people to stop doing, that every time something bad happens in a Dave Filoni project, whether it's executive producing Book of Boba Fett, whether it's Mando Season 3, whether it's dog shit Ahsoka, and you see something you don't like, you can't just blame that on Kathleen Kennedy, say she's interfering. That's what so many people do to get this fucking piece of shit off the hook. This guy does exactly what he wants, because guess what? Over the last several years, Dave Filoni has continued to get promotion after promotion. First to what was executive vice president, then executive creative director, now CCO. All that's happened is he's gotten promotions. He's telling the stories that he wants to tell. Like, that's what is happening, and they're bad. They're not any good. And if you think that this is great for the future of Star Wars, and maybe you're one of those, dozens of fans left that decided to get really excited for Ahsoka, but the general fan base has not liked what has happened to Star Wars over the last several years, including since Dave Filoni's latest promotion. When you look at his involvement in Book of Boba Fett, Mando Season 3, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, all of this shit. But yet some people will continue to think that this means that Star Wars is going to be safe. And of course, I'm sure this is going to restart the rumor mill. Somehow, this will start Civil War rumors, and she was forced to do this. Bob Iger forced her to promote Filoni. It's going to be all this shit. No, they're on the same page. Dave Filoni in front of that women's conference years ago, shitting on fans who had a problem with some of the Mary Sue characters they had.
And here comes a Star Wars film, and here comes Rey. And what is it? Is it Panic in the Streets? Oh my gosh, a female lead in a Star Wars movie. And then the trailer for Rogue One comes out, and it's another female lead. Oh my gosh, how unfair. We've had probably like 2 million straight film cinematic roles where men have been leads, and now we've done 2 in a row that are women. Well, too bad. Oh well. Maybe there are more coming. I don't know. Rey, she impresses Han Solo. He's like the guy's guy, impresses him, impresses everybody in the audience. She goes up with Kylo Ren, she punks him right away. Like, he's supposed to be this great guy, wiped out all these people. I don't know. She took that lightsaber and was like, I'm gonna take you out. And she did, and I'm all for it.
That has always been Dave Filoni, the feminist agenda. Dave Filoni, who sat in the entire creative room while they were making the sequels and talked about how he loved the idea of the matriarchy subverting the patriarchy. That they should make Leia more important than Luke in the sequels. That's what Dave Filoni said. That's always been how he thinks. His thought process is linked with that of Kathleen Kennedy's. That's why she continues to promote him. So if you've loved the shit that's been shoveled out from Lucasfilm and Disney Star Wars over the past couple years, well, you're only going to get more of the same after this move today. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.